Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. She's Perri Ferret. I am Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, go on the website, thedailyhour.com, fill out the survey. We are giving away tons of prizes this year, like a lot of prizes, not one prize. So a lot of people are going to get a lot. We want to reward you for helping us help our community through these conversations and beyond the mic. So go fill out the survey. Don't forget to subscribe while you're on the website. If you haven't already, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Without further ado, he's no stranger to the show. We have this Ask the Doctor segment on a monthly basis where you get the opportunity to reach out, ask any questions you'd like today. And we're not talking about me. Don't worry about that. I'm all right. All right. I'm all right. But today, we're talking about hair restoration. Stop laughing, Perri. Let's give a warm TDA welcome to Dr. Kyjuan Brown. Oops, I didn't press. Oh, there we go. Hey, Doc, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Perri. Good morning, Jamel. Thank you for having me back on your show. Good morning, Bermuda.
Yeah, it's a pleasure having you back. First off, before we even get into the conversation today, do you like Jamaican food?
Oh, I do. And I was laughing behind Kyjuan. I stayed in Parsons Road, right? Stayed Fenton Drive. Grew up all my life. So Jamaican Grill was like our second kitchen.
There you go.
And I love the oxtails.
Okay, oxtails. Okay, oxtail, brother. We got quite a few people saying oxtail as a James Burgess as well, oxtail. So what was the thing called down Parsons Road they used to have? It was real popular.
Deep Deal Special.
Deep Deal Special.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta say by the word, delicious.
Really? I've not. So, do I lose my Bermudian card if I say I've never had a deep deal special?
Yes.
Yes.
And I used to frequent Jamaican Grill on Parsons Road, like frequent.
That's worse.
Yeah, I used to go to Jamaican Grill. They come up my house.
Yeah,
I'm confused. You never used to have the Deep Deal Special.
And you never had a deep deal special? Wow.
I never had, but you know why? Because I didn't eat oxtail, so I didn't, the rice and oxtail gravy. And people like, you could get other gravy. I don't know. I was never a sauce or gravy person, but
I'm judging you.
Yeah, I lost my Bermudian card. All right. Well,
I think I'll judge him too.
Doc, welcome back. Welcome back. It's always a pleasure to speak to you and have you come on by. But last time you came by in June, we spoke about. Now, I didn't know until social media told me earlier this year that people, including Bermudians, were heading off to Turkey for different procedures. You decided, you know what? Let's save people some money and bring the experts to Bermuda to help them. Just update people on what the process procedures have been to even get an appointment. Because last time you came, we went into detail about it. Today, we want to talk about what the process has looked like, how has it been for Bermudians, the response and the like. But how's the process been so far?
So Jamel, it's been phenomenal, actually. I've been doing medical hair restoration for over 10 years. And in that period of time, for patients that are unable to help or up to a point, we'll be sending them overseas to Turkey. And then when they come back to Bermuda, we deal with all the post-op care. So when the opportunity presented itself for this team to come to Bermuda, and they've been in business for over 20 years. So this is nothing but a day for them, sitting there for 6 hours over someone's head doing hair transplants. It's been phenomenal. The response has been phenomenal, actually. And I didn't even know, even though I've been doing it for 10 years, the extent of which people, especially women, use all sorts of camouflaging techniques and really have some hair loss and the suffering in silence. Mm-hmm. And they're coming in, men and women, like droves to get transplantation if that's an option for them. Mm-hmm. So how you get an appointment? You just, give us a call at North Shore Medical, 293-5476, or you send us an email at info@nmac.pm and we get you on the schedule.
So okay, you get on the schedule, you come into for consultation, right? What's that process like in terms of time wise? Is it a something that can be done in a week? Is it something that takes a couple of months? Walk us through that process real quickly, the consultation.
I mean, consultations are relatively quick. They're like 15 minutes, right? We're coming in, we're just going to take some pictures so we can send to the Turkish team so they can give us a quote. I would do a quick hair and scalp exam just to understand where you are and to determine if transplantation is appropriate for you. And that's pretty much it. We explain the procedure, but most people already come knowing. They're like, I've been Googling this and YouTubing this for years, and I'm just happy that it's now available on the island. But for those people that need a little bit more information, that's what we're here for. We're here to guide them and to ensure that they make an informed decision.
Real quickly, Perri, I just want him to walk through this. I know Perri's got some questions, but I want you to walk through this. This is Gavin Smith, very popular in Bermuda throughout the entertainment scene, and he was someone.
So that's the team.
Yeah.
So we're taking this. This is actually him coming in for his procedure. So we've taken his blood. We designed his hairline, as you can see here. So he agrees to the hairline that he wants. And this is the surgical room. And, myself and the team are, doing the work. And we transplanted 3,900 grafts for Gavin. And we're excited that, he's going to be showing his results on May 24th, because it'll be just in time for his debut when he's on stage, giving us the feedback and the narration of the Bermuda parade.
Okay. So how long does that process take?
The surgical procedure for this can be 5 to 6 hours. So it's really a whole day, especially when we're doing a large transplant like this, like we did for Gavin and many others. It takes a whole day.
Okay.
So the procedure is you come in, we wash your hair. I will go ahead and do the scalp block, so it's painless. And I think there's a clip there, or he posted it, and everyone that's doing it is saying that it's really painless. And we do a great job at that, because we don't want people to be discomfort for 6 hours. Most people are there sleeping and snoring, and I wake them up just to make sure that everything's okay.
So you mentioned the public response to it. You've kind of answered all of the questions that I was going to ask you, so that's great. What is the prep like for an individual who wants to come in? What do they have to do prior to?
We just say, if stop drinking, I have to tell people this: stop drinking, stop smoking for at least 2 weeks, let their hair grow for at least 2 weeks. And if they're taking any medications, we'll consult you in reference to what medications you have to discontinue before the treatment, if at all any. But it's that simple. Just come up with a clean scalp, and we're going to wash it again when you come in for the procedure. It's really simple.
So that's before. And then you mentioned Gavin will be sharing his results on 24th of May. So typically, how long on average is the recovery?
So recovery is, we're talking about recovery and then hair growth. So recovery period, people can really go back to work the next day or the day after. Many of these guys, I think Gavin left our clinic. The next day he came in and he had to go on stage to do some sort of presentation, and he won an award. So big ups to him for doing what he does in the community. So really, there's no downtime. We have people that go back to work the very next day. Of course, if you're in construction and those types of things, we would ask that you probably take a few days off, just because we don't want dirt and debris to get up into your grafts. But most of our patients work from home or work in an office setting. So it's quite fine to go back to work the next day. Now, as it pertains to hair growth, now you will see in Gavin's pictures, if we have them, within 10 days, you're going to see those hairs start to shoot up. And that's really encouraging, because we know that the grafts are taken and things are heading in the right direction. And then unfortunately they drop off, and then they start to regrow at month 3. So at month 3, things start to grow up like wildfire. So by the time May comes around, he's going to be golden. So it's going to be more than 6 months.
This is so fascinating. So in your opinion, or from what you've seen, is it mainly just for appearance that people come in for this, or is it other health reasons that lead to people wanting this transplant?
Not really. Well, we have some patients that have had scarring hair loss conditions, like psoriasis. I had a guy he had a carry-on when he was very young and lost a lot of his hair on his scalp due to that. That's a fungal infection when he was young. We don't even see those types of things nowadays.
Okay.
And so for those types of individuals, they want to regain back their confidence. But a lot of people are just coming because they just want to grow hair. Now, what is strange? Let me say this, and Jamel, you may be next to my table. Is that a lot of guys who are bald, who shave off their hair, they're coming in for transplants. Wow. And I'm like, God, you look good without hair. They're like, well, I want options, and I'm tired of shaving my hair every day. I said, I never thought about that. And Gavin was one of them. And we even have Kenton Trott from Luxury Cuts, so big up to him. He's done it recently, and he's agreed for us to show his pictures and to blog his experience. And these guys look great bald. Now, for me, that's not going to work. So I have to kind of keep my hair in as well. I'm a client as well. I haven't done transplantation because I haven't got to that stage. And I don't want to get to that stage if I don't have to, because medical treatments are available. But yeah, it's quite strange seeing the bald guys coming in here saying that they want to now have hair like mine. So I'm like, well, we're here for it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I want people to understand this. Perri, I don't know if this ran across your mind, but when I started, like, the first thing I said to you today was that I learned earlier this year that people were going over to Turkey for certain procedures, and you decided to bring them here. That's actually medical tourism. Speak to us about, was this part of what you were thinking? Now, again, I'm not saying that people have come to Bermuda for it, but you're giving people over this side an option to say, you know what? Hey, we've got something closer than having to travel that far. Did you think of that aspect when you said, let's
To be honest, I did not. I was really focusing on my own population. But when the story broke, I think the Royal Gazette, their title was medical tourism. I was like, I think that's probably our new direction. So, as we evolve in 2025, that will be our direction. We will start marketing to the East Coast, a lot of the gateway hubs, and probably have a partnership with Bermuda Air and other hotel partners to offer medical tourism. Because as you rightfully said, traveling to Turkey is quite a journey, right? Versus traveling an hour and a half to Bermuda.
Indeed. Audience, if you have any questions for Dr. Brown, send them through. It is Ask the Doctor. So if you'd like to know anything, just send your questions, comments through. We'll get through some. We have one here. Sophia Smith, she's asking, she says, I assume this is a procedure for females as well. Where does the hair for transplant come from? How do you match the recipient's hair texture in a small area procedure?
Yeah, so for females, you don't have to shave your hair. So that's the first thing, because you're most likely just doing your frontal line. So we just take a strip from the back of your head. We shave off a strip in the back of the head. And so we harvest the grafts and then transplant it to the front. And then you pretty much just brush your hair back over it. So you can go out looking cosmetically attractive immediately without having to worry about that. The team is very meticulous when we're taking the follicles, so we can see follicles that have 3 hairs coming out of them versus 1. And of course, you want a natural appearance of a hairline, and so you want to have like a little big hairline with 3 hairs coming out of each follicle. And so we gradiate it to be natural, and it's just a science. It's artistic, if you will.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. I love that.
Interesting. Shamari Sky says, I had my consultation yesterday, Jamel. Very professional experience. So remind people who should come and get a consultation. And when I say who should come, is it available to every and anyone? Is there an age that they should be or have to be? Are you too old to consider getting it? Are you too young? What?
No, I mean, well, of course you have to be above the age of 18, right? I don't think we have anybody that young. I think we have a young guy in Bermuda College. I think he may be in his 20s, and he has, advanced male pattern hair loss, which is a family genetic trait for him. But really, every and anyone can come in for a consultation, because not only are we just talking about transplantation, we're also going to offer them, if appropriate, medical restoration options as well, which is topical, my topical formulations or my natural supplements that have been, scientifically proven to grow hair. But let me also mention that, the team also is very experienced in doing eyebrows and beards for men. So those guys who want to have a full beard now, it's possible for you to come in for a transplantation. So the image that you just have is also one of our patients, and he's has some regression of his frontal line and just wants to be able to have that redesigned. So that's his before his day of surgery, and then 10 days after. He can go out looking presentable, not looking like everything is just lost. So, and that's going to constantly grow over the next few months.
What's the pain level like? I know pain is relative and subjective, person to person, but what's the pain like?
Post-op, during the procedure, there's no pain because we give you medication for that. Afterwards, people just complain of discomfort, really. Think about it as getting a tattoo. It's just the area is just sore. And
And
that's
This
what
is
most
really
people
it's
equate it to.
exciting. It's innovative. I'm very intrigued by all of it.
Yeah, and we're here to manage you through all of that. So some people that do have a very low pain tolerance post-op, I mean the after procedure, we give you medications for that to make you comfortable. We want this to be no drama, very minimal pain, and little minimal downtime as possible. Giving rise to people going right back to work the very next day.
Interesting. What are we looking like for the cost? Is it something that insurance will cover, or is it out of pocket?
No, it's cosmetic. It's cosmetic. So you look at 500, 5,000. I think the most anyone has probably paid was like around 6,000 because they have a larger area to graft.
And is there payment plans for it, or just?
Of course. I mean, because they're coming like every other month. So we have a schedule for December that's filling up very quickly. And I think because it's due to the holiday period, people can take off, and they normally take off anyway. And then they'll be back in February. And so far, it's looking like every other month. The team will be here doing transplantations for about 2 weeks. So, yeah.
I'm curious though. Because you come across like with the Steve Jobs mindset, right? Where Steve Jobs didn't literally ask people what they wanted. He created stuff and look at everyone now, right? Did you do any kind of study to see if this is something Bermudians needed, or did you just say, you know what, we don't have this available here, let's create it? Who's interested?
Well, as I said in my intro, I've been doing medical hair restoration for over 10 years, and I used to speak internationally before the pandemic, and I'll be getting back into it in 2025. So it's something that I've been doing for a while, and as in medical hair restoration. So we can get people to a point, depends on how soon they present. And those people that present late, like a Gavin, for example, I'm not baby Jesus. And I told him that at the very early part of his consult when he came for medical restoration a few years ago. And then when he heard about transplantation, he then circled back and was like, hey, I've been thinking about this. I see that you offer it now. So I didn't do any big studies in regards to what the population needed. So we brought them down. We opened up the schedule. The schedule was oversold. And so there was a waiting list. And I said, okay, I guess it's a lot bigger than I thought. And this is why they're coming down every other month.
Perri, I know Perri's a businesswoman, folks. I'm just reminding you. But that mindset in an entrepreneur is my favorite,
Innovative.
I love that. And something just told me, he probably said, you know what? I've got clients that I've been doing this for. Let me go see if I can work this. And I love that. I just love that in entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
And then just possibly hearing about the travel as well.
Yeah.
We can offer that here to alleviate the travel expenses. I have one more question about aftercare from our audience. Karen Simmons says, what is the typical aftercare process? No scratching, sun exposure, etc. She wants some more information.
Oh, great. Yeah. So we give you a whole summary. Let me give you the rundown, though. So, of course, we're not going to have you running on the sun. No swimming for about the first 2 weeks. You can wear a hat after day 10, so we actually the area be exposed. For those people that do want to have some sort of cover up, we give you a surgical cap that you can start wearing. We give you all the topical creams to apply because the area, most people say it's not painful, it's itchy. And that's really as the hair is growing back and the area is healing. So we give you some creams for that. For men, you can get a shape up for the rest of your hair on day 5, day 7, and then a full haircut day 14. So it's not long of a recovery time at all.
Okay. Just remind people, Doc, I think we have some information. Remind people how they can get in touch, because you said waiting list. And as soon as you said that, I'm like, oh boy, December.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm North Shore Medical. Our number is 293-5476. Or you can go ahead and send us an email with your pictures if you're outside of the country or choose not to come in and just want a quick consult. Just give us some pictures of your front, your sides, and your back. And then we can kind of estimate the approximate need of grafts and give you a quote based off of that. But we do really advise people who are local to come in because we can offer them some other treatments prior to their transplantation to either reduce the cost. Because if we can grow just like growing plants, right, or grass, if we can grow it naturally, then and only transplant the area that is not growing, then it's going to be far cheaper than doing a full restoration.
Indeed. Speaking to certain people.
You may be on my table, Jamel. Come over and work something out.
This has been helpful. Suzanne even says Dr. Brown is a brilliant doctor. Doc, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to more updates, and I'd love to share. Thank you to you guys, your team, to Connect, for sending the pictures and videos of people like Gavin and the other gentleman, because I think showing that process can help actually ease fears. Because I'm gonna be honest, I was following it. And I think Perri asked the question about pain, right? Pain is different for everyone. But I like your response. I'm like, yeah, most people have tattoos and have big ones. Probably got that same vibe to it. That's what it looked like. But I think you've eased some fears this morning. You've educated people. And I thought it was a one-off. Now that you're saying it's looking like every other month, December's the next time, and then February. Hopefully, those who are interested can reach out and, restore whatever it is they're looking to restore.
Yeah, I would tell people don't wait. I mean, many people want to get it done by summer, right? So December, February would be the perfect time, because you would have 4 months, 3 to 4 months, if a lot longer. Because remember, at 3 to 4 months is when the hair starts to grow back. So anytime after that, it's pretty much smooth sailing, unless you go and do something, which I guess your barber give you a little mess up, but that's it. That will grow back within a week anyway, because it's your permanent hair. It's not going to fall out. You can't pull out your follicles at that length of time. It's only the first 10 days where things are fragile, right? So don't end up on the waiting list and miss the opportunity of having, your hair restored by summer. But listen, this is going to be an ongoing process. So at some point, we'll find time to put you into the schedule. But for people, it is 6 hours a day. So it's not like we can do 10 people a day. It's only 1 to 2 people a day. So they're here for we do it for 2 weeks. And we may do it longer depending on the need.
All right. Dr. Kyjuan, thank you so much for coming on this conversation, and look forward to further updates.
Absolutely. And updates about anything else, So I like these type of platforms, and I give you all the props, Jamel. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Took you long enough to trust us and come on yourself.
He's busy.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Kyjuan Brown, folks, if you appreciated today's conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you check it out. And also go on North Shore Medical's social media pages. You can actually see where patients are engaging and speaking about their experience at NMAC. So go check them out. We're going to take a final break. We're going to be back after this. Give us about a minute, 25 seconds, and we'll come back. We've got the daily play. We'll wrap it up. But in the meantime, go to our website, do the survey. We'll be sharing it on our social media channels. Do the survey. Your feedback is crucial to what we do. And make sure you give us a like, a love, a follow, share this conversation everywhere possible.